Have you ever seen a door jamb that looks as bad as this? If you said yes, you're probably a liar. Otherwise, someone probably kicked in your door to break in, and that sucks. So today I'm going to show you how to fix this, because if you can fix this, you can pretty much fix any problem with your door. But let's back up first. This lock sucks. For one, it's only about 1.5 years old and it's already faded and gross and looks ugly as hell. It also doesn't light up at night and it's loud. So I'm going to replace it with the smart Wi-Fi deadbolt from Schlage. Now obviously the first thing I need to do is remove this old deadbolt and the door handle, and to do that I just pop the screws, pull everything apart, and then I can remove the whole assembly, and what I'm left with is just these two big holes in the door. From there I can unbox the new Schlage lock, which apparently is a thing that people like. I don't understand the term unboxing. You're just opening a box, but what do I know about internet culture? So sorry if that's your kink, but I'm not going to dive into the unboxing thing. The only thing you need to know is this is called the Encode Plus, and it's Wi-Fi enabled, and it comes with everything that you need. The one thing you need to know is what the back set is on your door, and the back set is how far the center of the hole is from the edge of the door. There's two standard measurements. It's 2 3/8 or 2 3/4. Most deadbolts, including this one, you can just twist, and it extends out to 2 3/4, or twist it back the other way, it goes back to 2 3/8. So just make sure that you have it set to the right depth when you go to install the deadbolt. Now depending on your door, you may have to do a little bit of work with the deadbolt mortise, which is the little knockout where it slides in. You might need a chisel to chisel that out a little bit. It just depends. Some are round, some are rectangular, and they usually come with a different plate that you can change out. From there I can slide the touchscreen on from the outside and feed it through the mounting plate, making sure that I get the wire in the right place, and then I can put the set screws in. Now remember, if you're using an impact driver or drill, make sure you turn down the torque settings so that you don't strip the heads of your screws off. Someone's undoubtedly going to ask me, well, what if my door doesn't have a hole in it for a deadbolt yet? Well, that's a different process for a different video. I'm not going to tackle that in this video, but maybe I'll do it in the future. So from there I can get the inside part of the deadbolt in place, make sure the wire is plugged in and it's tucked out of the way, and then just attach it with the set screws. Like most of these deadbolts, this one's also powered by AA batteries, so you have to put the batteries in place and then slide the housing back in, then you can just put the cover plate back on. From there you enter your program code that's given to you on the box, and then you can set your own access code either on the lock itself, or you can go onto the app and set as many different access codes as you want. The app also allows you to lock and unlock remotely, which was a big feature for us because my wife wanted a lock that we could make sure that we would check without having to get up out of bed every night and make sure the doors are locked, so we can check right from our phone and make sure it's locked. Probably my favorite feature of this lock is that you can actually use your Apple Watch or your iPhone to unlock it by linking it to Apple HomeKit, which is super easy. All you have to do is go to the Schlage app, then you can click on Manage HomeKit and link the device to your account, and you're good to go. And then ultimately, because people are too lazy to Google, they'll ask me what happens when the battery dies. This lock comes with a key. Make sure you stash it somewhere you can use it. And a common problem I see people having is they're always trying to use a screwdriver or a drill, and they can't seem to reach the screws, and they end up stripping the screws. In most cases, you can actually remove the knob and make your life a whole lot easier. In this case, there's a little retaining clip right on the side that you can access with a flathead or something, and just kind of pop that clip off, and then you pull the knob off, and then you can slide the whole assembly back together and snap the knob in place. Man, this project is going so smoothly. I can't imagine anything could pop up to make this more difficult. Oh, damn. Spoke too soon. This door jamb is absolutely shredded. It's got cracks running all through it, and if somebody pushed on the door hard enough, they'd just be able to walk right through it. So obviously that can't stay, so I'm going to fix this. I'm not going to remove the whole jamb and replace it, but I'm going to put a patch in. So the first thing I need to do is actually remove all the damaged area. And if you can't tell, I've already pulled off the casing and pulled out the weather stripping as well. So using my wiggly jiggly cutting tool, I cut out about a 16-inch section of the door jamb. I also had to cut out a bunch of the sprayed-in insulation as well. After taking some measurements, I realized that I could just rip down a little bit of a 2x4 to patch in here, which would take me all the way to the framing, which I could then screw to the framing, and then I wouldn't have that gap that needed to be filled with insulation and give me super solid contact. So I pre-drilled some holes and used some 3-inch screws to mount the patch to the framing. From there I had to transfer the new mortise locations for the strike plates. Now there's jigs and stuff that you can get to do this, but I like to try and do it by hand because any excuse to use hand tools is a good excuse for practice for me. So I use a marking knife and a sharp chisel, and I'm able to cut out exactly what I need to do. Now, if you're going to practice this like me, make sure you take your time and make sure you have a nice sharp chisel. Then you can pre-drill your mounting holes and get your strike plate installed. From there, it's the same process for doing it for the strike plate for the doorknob. And once you have that all marked out, then you can take off your hardware, add some wood filler to blend everything together, some touch-up paint, add your weather stripping back in place, and get your casing back on. While you're working on the door, flip around to the other side and add some 3-inch screws inside your hinges as well, at least one per hinge, That way that'll go into the framing and it'll give you a lot more strength in the hinge side, which also means it's a lot more secure. And this project is good to go. Thanks to Schlage for making this video possible. And if you guys like this hardware, you want to check it out for yourself, I can leave a link to it in the description down below. And if you don't like this particular hardware, well, Schlage's got about 1 billion different options that you can choose from, so make sure you go to their website and check out all the different options that they have. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.